Hello everyone, my name is Ivan. I'm the Chief Product Officer at B2Broker Group of Companies, and today I'll be presenting the topic, back office technology as a core of every FinTech business. Let me elaborate a little bit about the back office as a term. So as you know, about every IT operation, there is always a backend that is attached to it, because it's not only about the front end, it's not only about the end users hitting the buttons, processing the payments, doing the actions. It's actually also about the engine that's storing all this information, that is processing different types of transactions, that is processing different types of KYC actions and many, many more functionality. So here I described a brief example on where the end users activities, such as the registration, you pass the registration basically at every IT product that you can use in the market, starting from when you're creating your Google email, starting from when you're registering on any types of trading platform, etc., etc. Of course, there is a KYC part where you pass your documents. For you, it's simple. You just, upload the documents, and then it's either passed or rejected. And there is deposits, withdrawals, transfers, which means basically depositing your funds into the trading accounts, withdrawing it, transfer it from one trading account to another, and many, many more. And of course, the trading itself. So it all comes down to the interfaces that you as the end users are using, and you are basically, it's very, user-friendly, it's very comfortable for the end users, but in the backend, it's always about the data transactioning and the data storage, where there is an engine that's working with all this data being driven into the system, being stored into the system, and how it handles this information. So on this example, I illustrated the key functionality of the back office as a system. So as you can see, apart from the end users, there is of course this core back office system where you can see all the data tables, all the registrations, all the KYC passes, all the deposit transactions, withdrawal transactions, all the trading details in, so if you closed the order, if you just left it open, like the dates of the order, so everything in there. And of course, there is an access rights, because you as a business, you need to restrict certain information to certain managers. You need to show only the information that is needed for a particular manager of the business. So hence, every back office needs to be restricted, and it needs to be configurable, where you can basically choose which type of access you want to provide to your manager and how they will work with it. There is, of course, an integration and configuration. I will pass this topic a little bit further, in the further detail, but you want it to be quick. You want it to be, readjustable. If you want to add another provider, you need to configure the settings of this integration. If you integrate it with the payment systems, if you integrate it with the KYC providers, you need to add those configurations into your back office in order to, freely configure it. Of course, banners and announcements. On your front end, you want to show your end users how to, how to make a deposit, how to pass the KYC. Brief and informative stuff on the front end for the end users, hence where the banners and announcements need to be flexible, need to be configurable, where you can add the hyperlinks, you can add the, the HTML text and light and dark versioning. So this needs to be configurable on the back office as well. And of course, the financial information. One of the key aspects of it, you want to know how much your end users deposited, how much they withdrew, what's the P&L of every user, what are their trading account balances. And this is the information that is for financial department, for legal department. For legal, there will be, of course, legal documents as well. But basically, for all the key departments in your company, you want to show the information how your business is doing. What types of deposits are the most frequent? And in the end, you'll be able to use this as an analytics. Which channels do you want to promote? Which trading accounts, services you want to promote? So how you are going to grow your business depending on the frequency of the financial operations. Because finance, it's all about the money in the end. Client requests. Of course, not every action needs to be immediate. If you want to, for example, pass the KYC, it needs to be verified first by the legal department. Of course, there are services that provide automatic KYC. Of course, there are services that provide, automatic KYC transactioning, automatic services. But in the end, some stuff you need to, take a look at by your departments and only then approve and reject. This is why this is the key functionality for the back office, where you need to see all the details about the email of the user, his ID, the type of status that he wants to pass, his personal account, trade accounts, his verification level, etc., etc. There can be added many more information in there. So you're basically checking the profile of the user first, and only afterwards you're either approving or rejecting. Trading accounts data. This is part of the financial data I was talking about actually, where you want to see how your clients are doing, who is losing money, who is winning money. You know, if someone is losing money, like based on what, based on which trades they're doing so. And of course, all this information needs to be provided to the dealing department, to the trading platforms department, where they can analyze how the end users are dealing with the trading platforms. What are the pros and cons of this trading platform? And all of this data is provided by the back office. And of course, legal documents, because every entity, every business, every fintech business, it needs a KYC part. After the registration, you need to pass the KYC in order to proceed with financial transactions such as deposits, in order to opening a trading account, in order to, you know, making transfers, you need to pass the KYC first. This is why in the back office there needs to be a separate section where you keep the documents, where you can also check when they were passed, like were they passed at all and by which user. So this is about the key functionality. Let me proceed through. Over here, this is the key to the back office functionality, and it's integrations. Integrations, because you know you cannot be the best at everything. This is why you need external integrations to be, you know, to be flawless at every single function you can possibly provide to your end user. If you wanna, you know, automatic KYC, you integrate verification with summon substance, identity mind, IDWise, and all types of vendors that specialize on this one flow. And this is how you're making it optimal. And of course, with this integration with the back office, you will be able to provide the set of documents, you know, the timing of the verification, which decreases drastically from the manual to automatic part, and many more. Of course, the trading platforms. You want to offer in your fintech business as many trading possibilities as possible, because in the end, trading, it's all about, you know, the money flowing into the company. There is an SMS and VoIP integrations. Of course, you want to allow your managers, if there is, you know, sales-oriented fintech business, you want to allow your managers to make direct calls from the back office. You want to record those calls, show the recordings, and make a note of this. So hence, those are the integration of like Nexmo or Twilio in there. And of course, SMS. SMS for verification. SMS for the notification that your trading account reached them, like margin call, or there is a profit that needs to be taken. SMS about the, you know, KYC verification. SMS about the new banner. It can be everything. As much as it does, you know, input into the fintech business, you need those integrations. Of course, there is a support for every fintech business. It's always optimal to have a help desk on the front end where the end users can reach out to the company, basically ask if there is something wrong with it, if there is something, you know, something is not working or something is working imperfectly, then you want to have a space and an integration where the clients can post a ticket and it automatically is processed by the third-party provider and it's being answered by your support team. Of course, there is the marketing integrations such as SendGrid, such as ActiveCampaign, such as the segment where you want to take the information, what your end users are using, what they're mostly clicking on, what they're mostly opening by, and create the analytics based on that. And based on those, you know, the main geographics, and based on this information, you want to explore more business. You want to, you know, maximize the profits based on this information. And of course, the payment systems. You know, this is the key integrations of every fintech business. By payment system provisions, you basically guarantee that the money will flow into the business, that there is always a channel for every geography, because, you know, there are clients coming from Europe, there are clients coming from Asia. They want to have a payment channel that they will be able to, you know, pay through in order to top up the account that they're opening with the fintech business. And of course, the plugins that can be made from the API. I will cover this in a further slide, but those are basically the adjustments to the core back office where the functionality can be extended based on the plugins that you're purchasing from the third-party company. And there are companies that basically target only the plugins creation based on the API of the core back office. Here I'll show you the integration showcase. This is basically the visual representation of how the CRM can work with the external integrations. As you can see here, we start from basically registering, entering into the CRM, everything is going great, then you need to secure your account. I mean, this is the general rule of 21st century. You want to authenticate your account with Google 2FA, hence here is the first integration with Google. Then you pass the KYC. Here is the second integration. You want to, as an end user, you want to pass the KYC in minutes. And as the brokerage or as an exchange, you want to allow your user to pass the KYC in minutes. This is why you want to provide KYC, external integration KYC with, automatic KYC processing. Hence, sum and substance, identity mind, or iDevice. Those are the second type of integration. Then you pass by, after the KYC, to the deposit page. Here is where the integrations with external payment providers kick off, where you can pay through bank, through card, through crypto. And this is only because that the back office was integrated with the different payment systems. Here, you pass by after successfully depositing your fiat money or your crypto money, you're passing to the trading platforms, which is basically MetaTrader, CTrader, or B2Trader, or any other types of platforms where you're able to put your market orders, to put your limit orders, open positions, check the recent charts, check the order book itself. And those are the integrations as well, because those are external third-party providers. Then you're passing by to the referral program, because apart from registering yourself and trading and depositing, you want to introduce, your friends, your colleagues to the system that you're using. And based on their trading, actually getting some money back for this. Because the referral program works the way when you're referring someone, you're getting the, let's call it like a cashback based on their activity on this CRM or on this trading platform. And of course, the help desk. If something goes wrong on each and every stage of what I previously explained on KYC part or on deposit part, you need a space where you can post a ticket, when you can create an issue and you will get a reply and you'll get a solution that will work for you, that will fix this flow. So here is the basically integration showcase. Back office API model. Like this is a bit more complicated, but apart from the back office itself as a core technology, there is always an open API that allows the third-party providers to create different types of plugins that will be able to serve, particular type of functionality, and it will extend the core functionality of the back office. So for example, there is an external payment system integration plugin where, let's call it, a CRM provides 100 payment systems. And in the end, they're deploying new payment systems, but you want a custom made. Hence, through the API of the back office, you will be able to target the company B, which is not the company that the back office is providing, to integrate this payment system in no time. And you will be able to use this back office based on their functionality with the custom payment system using the plugin of this company. So, and it creates in the end the marketplace where the back office providing the full API of their functionality will be able to target not only businesses purchasing this back office, purchasing those CRMs, but also the companies, the IT companies that are willing to create something new based on their technology. And by this I mean they're also promoting the CRM provider, because the more functionality there is on the market, the higher is the possibility that someone will purchase it. All right, so this is the concept. And of course, the key part of the back office is the support of the multiple systems. By this I mean the desktop system and the iOS and Android system, because those are different types of programming languages, different types of front end, even different types of UX. And in the end, you want your end users to not only deposit funds when they have their laptop in front of them, you want to allow them to deposit funds, to pass KYC, to trade, wherever they're gonna go. Like if they're on the metro, if they're on the airplane, you want to allow the end users to basically full functionality, not only through the desktop version, but also through the mobile version. And this is also very important, that there are two main systems, which is basically iOS and Android. And you want to target both, because based on the geographics, there are major iOS users, let's say in Europe, and there are major Android users, let's say in Asia. So you want to target both on this solution. All right, the affiliate model support. So this is actually one of the key components to the back office system, because this is a functionality where you'll be able to provide the back office users not only the core functionality of registering users, of passing the KYC, of storing all the data, but also the calculation of who referred to whom. I passed my referral link to someone. This needs to be tracked on the back office, and all the trades that are being generated by the invited end user, they need to be assigned to me. And based on the calculations of the IB, I need to get a rebate. So let me give you an example. As you know, in the trading world, based on lots, you will be able to get the rebate. So if I'm inviting someone and he traded, let's say, 100 lots, and the broker is paying $5 per lot or $10 per lot, I'll get a rebate based on that, like 100 multiplied by 10, which is basically $1,000. $1,000 will be credited to my account in this case, but this functionality is based on all those calculations, generation of all those types of trades that were executed by the invited person, then the calculations of the rebates that I'm gonna get, and of course the credit of the rebate on my account. So this is basically an additional and key functionality to the back office that is providing a free marketing for the back office owners, because in the end, if the brokerage is working with the affiliate model, he is also self-promoting himself by giving a small part to the affiliates, but the affiliates are promoting all the end users of his or her to the brokerage. And of course, there are different types of rebates based on the commission that you paid for per traded lot, the spread, so based on the difference between, buy and sell, and the markup percentage. And of course, the slide regarding the security. Now, I've covered the business stuff, but as an IT solution, the back office needs to be secure, and it needs to be secure in all three aspects. It needs to be secure for end users, it needs to be secure for businesses, and it needs to be secure for IT, which is the most important. For end users, it's pretty simple. Once you log in, you want to enable your 2FA, you want to create a code for your anti-phishing in order to, for each and every email, there is going to be a unique phrase that you entered in the CRM, and by that you will understand that those emails are genuine. And device management, of course, you want to keep track of the device that you logged from. If you lost a phone, you want to end the session for this device, and the address whitelist. Like, this is one of the most important. You want to store the withdrawal details, because if you're using a forex broker or if you're using a crypto exchange, you want to save the details where you can withdraw your funds. Because if someone obtains your account, he will be only able to send only to those accounts email confirmations. Of course, for every withdrawal, for every transfer, there needs to be an email confirmation. If something happens in your CRM and something happens with your account, you need to be notified by the email immediately. So if something happens and you are not aware of this, you need to, log in, remove all the devices that you're currently logged on, and just keep it safe. SMS confirmation is pretty much the same as email, just through the SMS. And of course, the KYC documents. This is regarding, after you register, you pass the KYC, and you're like a fully registered person. For business, and those are for the managers that are using the back office system. Those are for admins that are using also the back office system. Basically, for the back office system owners, those are the IP history search. If you want to, track the DDoS attacks or track like where he logged in from, if there is a suspectful person in there. So you want to keep a track of where the people are coming from which IPs they're coming from. The block clients monitoring. Of course, there are different types of scenarios where the client needs to be blocked. He is doing the suspicious activity, he needs to be blocked. And all those tracking and all those scenarios needs to be implemented into the back office system. The black and white lists. Those are regarding emails, those are regarding the websites that are being registered with. So you want to make sure that no emails are being used on your website that are not allowed to be in there. Transaction monitoring. So for every transaction that is coming in, you want to make sure that it's secure, it's safe, it's not coming from the dark web, it's not coming from the unknown bank account. So you want to use the third party integrator or like in-house transaction monitoring to see what are the actual results of this check. The address whitelist, again, all of the whitelisted addresses, you want to keep track of what user whitelisted and when and based on which currency. Email blacklist, the same thing as for the black and white list. All the blocked emails, all the emails that were trying, to DDoS your register page and much, much more, those needs to be tracked in your back office. So you keep always the history of what happened to your system. Client request data. So those are in referring to the previous email, to the previous slide where I explained that some actions need, manual requesting, some actions need manual checking, and you want to keep the history of that. You want to see who approved certain client requests, when it was approved, and the log why it was approved. The logs, of course, you want to check the logs of the whole system. If there is a ticket coming to your help desk, you want to make sure that this is what happened to the system at this moment. This is basically the moment the client started complaining. So you want to see what actually went through the system, what went wrong, and functionality restrictions. So this is basically regarding for every client, if there is a suspicious activity, you want to make sure that you are cutting some sort of functionality for him in particular. This is the functionality that needs to be implemented in the back office. And for the IT part, of course, AWS services. As the general rule of your back office IT infrastructure, you want to host it on AWS servers, so it's safe. Everything, once there is a DDoS attack, the server becomes bigger in the end, and it never fails. Information security certification. You want to see that the IT code that you're using is actually secured, is actually, it's encrypted, and this is why you need, certifications. This is why you need to make sure that it's actually passed, penetration testing. It passed all types of, checks that it's secure. It's not breachable. Backup servers. If something goes wrong with your main server, then your whole website, your whole CRM is down, there is no coming back. And if you have an audience that needs to trade 24/7, you're basically damaging your business by this. So you always need to make sure there is 1, 2, 3 backup servers based on your main back office to make sure that if the main goes down, there are always backup servers to pick it up. Server access restrictions, this is part of actual, certifications where only a certain amount of people, only a certain amount of IT specialists needs to have an access to the production. Because if you're making changes on the productions that the end users are currently, trading on, currently making deposits, and if something goes wrong, it's damage to the business. And of course, monitoring services. This refers back again to the third-party integration because there are so many more solutions that provide, third-party monitoring services. You just plug it into your CRM and you'll be able to see the dashboards. If those and those services are up, if they're working, if there is something wrong with them, it triggers their alerts and your support team will be able to be on it in no time. All right. And regarding the infrastructure, here I wanted to show you that the back office is basically, it's not just one component in the end. It's a real set of components that makes the whole solutions of the CRM together, where there is a backend with the monitoring, with the queues, with the database cluster, with the logs itself, and those are all integrated to the backend only, which refers to the production that is backed up by the backup server. And of course, that is also mirroring the staging server because you want to make sure if there is an update, you test it first on the staging and only after that you deploy it to the production server. Of course, the front end for the end users to keep track of their activities, to actually make all of the activities. This is where the trading UI stands by, the web, the KYC SDK, the mobile application, of course, and the IB module. And in the access, I explained about basically the security of the IT part. Everything is hosted on AWS and secured by the Cloudflare from any types of DDoS attacks because you can put it on the DDoS mode. There is a load balancer, there is a firewalls. Of course, there are integrations as a separate service coming from the backend where there's integrations with trading platforms, KYC providers, and all different types of other third-party integrations that I talked about in the previous slide. And of course, there is a translation service that needs to be, you want to make sure that your CRM is international. You want to have the languages in English, in Spanish, in Russian. You want to keep all the translation as much as possible because you want to, keep it worldwide. So yeah, this is basically the representation of how complex the actual back office technology is. Now let's go to the
basically general case of the back office and the CRM system. The B2Core is the solution of the CRM itself connected directly to the back office system, which has the possibility of registration, logging in, enabling 2FA, all the integrations that I previously described, and where you go right into the dashboard with all the key information that you need to see as a new user, as an existing user. So your total balance as a pie chart, your recent transactions, the ticks of the trading, and many more. In there, you'll be able to deposit funds in the fund sector. You want to deposit it, you want to withdraw it, make an exchange of one currency to another. If you want to pass a KYC, there is a front end to that, of course, as well. And those are interconnected with third-party KYC providers such as Sum and Substance, Identity Mind, and IDWise. There is a separate IB module with at least 10 sectors of actual IB dashboard, actual, promo banners where you can download the banner and put it on your website as an affiliate to be able to provide your link to as many people as possible. There is a trading analytics, because with all the integration that B2Core has with MetaTrader, with CTrader, with B2Trader, it's not only about the trading itself. We want to provide the analytics to the end user. So how his account was doing, when were ups and downs, what was his trading history in the end. And of course, perfectly works with all those platforms. And apart from this, there is a notification system. We have at least like 100 email templates based on when you logged in, when you submitted your client request, if your KYC was approved, and many, many more, in different languages, of course. There is a mobile app that is based on iOS and Android, so both the systems are supported for the B2Core. So apart from desktop version, you'll be able to access this solution anywhere on any type of phone. And of course, all the integrations that I previously described are supported, and this solution is covering also much, much more. Every 2 weeks there is an update where there are newer integrations coming. There is always new payment gateway providers integration in the process for this solution. So this is the perfect case of the complex back office with the complex front end that works exactly for every fintech business. And of course, let me tell you about our infrastructure. B2Broker is the liquidity and technology provider for different types of fintech businesses, such as crypto brokerages, forex brokerages, crypto exchanges, margin exchanges, different types of fintech businesses. And we're providing the turnkey solution, which is based on different types of components, such as the CRM, such as the payment gateway providers, such as the trading platforms white label, such as the liquidity provision, of course. And those components are interconnected to each other. So basically, if you want to open a forex broker, you don't need to think about the technological part. You just come to us, we brand it under your name, and you're good to go. You discuss the marketing part, and your time to market is optimal. And of course, in there we have our own in-house IT solutions, such as the B2Core CRM provider, which I previously described, the B2Core IB, the affiliate module, which I also described previously in the presentation, the mobile app supported for both Android and iOS, of course. B2Trader, it's our spot exchange matching engine. So for all the crypto exchanges that want to open their business with us, we interconnected with B2Core, and you're good to go. The B2Copy is our money management platform, of course, supported for copy trading, PAM and MAM, and social trading. Marksman, it's the liquidity bridge of all the main crypto exchanges, such as the Binance, such as the Kraken, and many, many more. So it's a bridge to spot exchange and to perpetual futures. Of course, we are one of the best liquidity providers for B2 Prime, which is basically the prime of prime multi-asset liquidity provider. We also do have the B2B Pay, which is our crypto processing payment gateway with 2 different types of models supported, which is enterprise and merchant, where you can target either enterprise such as the cryptocurrency exchange, or merchants if you want to settle money in one cryptocurrency or in one stable coin or even in fiat. B2BX is our digital asset exchange, our own solution, which is licensed in Estonia. And of course, acquire our digital banking services, which is regulated by the FCA, the UK FCA, where we're issuing virtual IBANs and business accounts, and this will be launched in maybe like around 2 months. And the venture capital fund, of course, our venture capital, where we're searching for partnership, we're searching for a business that we are interested in and we want to invest. And of course, we are working with multiple white label trading platforms, as I previously explained. For the MetaTrader 4 and 5, for the C-Trader and B2Trader, it's fully integrated, fully working with the B2 Core system. So for the Forex or crypto brokers that are coming in, we're ready to serve. And of course, the liquidity hubs such as Primex and 1.0, Centroid and Marksman, they're also perfectly integrated with the trading platforms and the liquidity provisioning. Right now, we're 320 plus employees, constantly growing, constantly hiring, constantly new projects popping in. And our support is 24/7, multi-language support. And at the moment, we have 7 licenses and 11 offices across the world. Here are our links to our YouTube page and our Telegram page, so feel free to scan this. And we're posting content almost every day, and this is like top tier content at the moment. Apart from, I'll give you a second to scan this out. And thank you. Thank you for your attention.